What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Nintendo Enthusiast. I'm Dakota, here with my two other co-hosts, Anthony
Howdy ho, neighbors.
and Eli.
Hello.
And today we're going to be talking about the issue of third-party games on the Wii U. Now, you guys are like, oh no, third-party games on the Wii U. But no, we're just going to lightly discuss what games that we'd like to see ported to the Wii U that may be featured on the 360, the Xbox One, PS3, PS4, or even on the Vita or on PC. Just games that we'd like to see maybe show up on the Wii U, because we've seen some games recently skip or be delayed on the Wii U. Games like the new South Park title and others. So we just wanted to, talk about what we'd like to play on the Wii U if we already got the chance to or haven't tried it on other systems. What should we try on Nintendo's platform? Eli, I'm going to throw it to you first. What do you think? What would you like to play on the Wii U that isn't already on it, but is a third-party title?
All right, so I have two choices that come to mind that are recent releases. So the first one is South Park, and the reason this one comes to mind is because Ubisoft has supported the Wii U so well over the last few years, and they kind of just skipped out with South Park. Now, obviously, South Park is a much more adult-oriented game. I don't know how well it would have worked for the Wii U's audience, but nevertheless, it is kind of cartoony. It definitely could have run 100% on the Wii U. And I think the game would have probably performed pretty okay. It seems like a Nintendo game. It's an RPG of sorts, in a Paper Mario style. So you attack. It's like an RPG, but you got to also press buttons at the right times to do the most damage. It's a hilarious game. I think it would work really well on the Wii U, and it would really appeal to the Nintendo audience just because of those Paper Mario sort of mechanics. But the other game that comes to mind that came out really recently is Dark Souls 2. Personally, I've never played a Dark Souls game, but everyone that talks about it really seems to suggest that it really reminds them of old school Nintendo games because of the way where you kind of don't know where to go. You kind of getting your butt kicked all the time, and the best way to advance is to talk with your friends about where to go, what you're doing. You can write messages for other players on the ground. It seems like it would have worked so well with the Wii U infrastructure, considering that Miiverse pretty much did that during Mario for New Super Mario Bros. U. So I feel like this game specifically, Dark Souls 2, would have worked so well on the Wii U just because of the Miiverse integration. Players could leave messages for each other on the ground, maybe even handwrite them with the stylus, and they could talk to each other, ask for help on the Miiverse community. I don't know about you, but it seems like the perfect fit.
I have a question about the South Park. I've heard that it's a little short. Is that true?
I think it's definitely not the length of a normal RPG. By short, yes, it's short for RPG standards. I haven't played through the whole thing yet, but from what I've heard, it's 14 to 16 hours, which is short for an RPG, but there's tons of stuff to collect, literally everywhere. There's tons of side missions, and, 14 to 16 hours nowadays isn't an awful length. It's just kind of short for an RPG. But I think it would work well on a Wii U. But Dark Souls 2 would probably work even better just because of all these extra social features which Nintendo's trying to take advantage of.
I really love your idea with the Miiverse. Yeah, I think that's a fantastic idea.
Yeah, and that's Namco. I think that's a Namco Bandai game, which kind of makes it even more kind of weird because Namco Bandai right now is working on 2 games for the Wii U as exclusives, Smash Brothers, and then Hyrule Warriors, I think, is also Namco Bandai. So I don't see why they couldn't have put that on the Wii U. What about you guys? Have any choices? Any ideas?
Mine isn't out yet and probably won't be out for about another 3 or 4 years. But so obviously I'm a huge Nintendo fan, most primarily Nintendo, but I roll with Sony sometimes because one of my favorite franchises is the Kingdom Hearts franchise. So I'd really love Kingdom Hearts 3 to somehow make it to the Wii U so I won't have to buy a PS4 right away. But that's probably still a long ways off. I'm not even sure if the Wii U could handle it because we haven't seen a lot of the game. We don't know what kind of features it's going to implement, but that would be my number one.
Yeah, it's funny. For Kingdom Hearts specifically, it seems like Nintendo and Disney would make such a good pairing together as teaming up for anything. And so sad to see Kingdom Hearts not coming to the Wii U.
And the franchise has had a lot of presence with Nintendo. It had one game in the series is still exclusively Nintendo. The Kingdom Hearts 3D. That's only on 3DS.
Dream Drop Distance, yeah. And isn't 365 over 2 days or whatever the number was?
Well, yeah, the game is the cuts. Yeah, you can watch the cutscenes in the HD version of the PS3 one.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's true.
yeah.
The game is only available on the DS. That's true.
Yeah.
So it's not ridiculous to think it could happen, but that would be my number one easily.
Yeah, that's definitely a good choice. Similarly with Final Fantasy 15, because that's another Japanese-centric game. I'm crazy for. That's probably why the PS4 isn't performing so well, is because there aren't Japanese games out. But if the Wii U had those same games, it seems like the Wii U would be able to push against the PS4's might in Japan. Dakota, what about you?
The one game I really there's a number of games that come out for PlayStation that I don't really own a PlayStation like 2 or 3. I just never had Sony consoles. But I really wanted to play Ni no Kuni, which came out on PS3. I think that'd be really cool to play on the Wii U. I just feel like that's a game that would just fit right in on the Wii U's library, and it was a really well received RPG. We were just talking about how South Park was an RPG. We'd like to see the Wii U. I'd like to see a really nice, long, lengthy RPG come out of the Wii U. Maybe if they put out one of the new Final Fantasy games that came out, I know those weren't received that well, but I don't know, maybe to get like a long, lengthy like RPG feel where we could get that from Ni no Kuni. I think that'd be fun. I'd like to see that on the Wii U and on the gamepad and see how they could utilize that.
Well, it's especially possible because the original Ni no Kuni was a DS game.
Yeah.
Oh, well then there you go.
But it was only on DS in Japan.
Yeah, that's true.
Ported the DS version over.
And added a few features. The PS3 version, with the exception of the battle system, is basically the game from the DS version, I believe.
Yeah. That's another very valid choice, Dakota. Now, another game that I thought would be very interesting to have on the Wii U was Destiny. Now, this is, of course, I don't know how possible it would be on the Wii U with the online infrastructure, just because Nintendo hasn't really been known for that. Destiny looks like a game where it's always going to be sort of multiplayer, single-player game. You're always going to be playing with someone, but it's going to be kind of a single-player adventure. But Destiny specifically, I don't know what about it. It just seems like it would work so well on the Wii U, just for the audience and sort of what it's going for. It's a loot-based game. I love loot-based games.
Mm-hmm. It is a bit more vibrant, too, and less gritty compared to
it definitely
some
looks
shooters.
a little more like the Borderlands style.
Yeah. So it would fit pretty well on a Nintendo console.
Absolutely. And it's coming to 360 and PS3, so it's definitely possible on the Wii U. So that one's definitely an interesting one. And then I guess it goes without saying Minecraft should probably be on the Wii U eventually. Since that game definitely looks... I mean, I've played it. Definitely it's a good game, but definitely perfect for the Wii U audience and the kids that are playing the Wii U. And overall, Minecraft is such a good game. So I think that'll finish off our conversation. Any last games you guys want to throw in there?
Gears of War. Release the original Gears of War on the Wii U.
Well,
I was so happy.
What was funny is that Microsoft only recently bought the rights of Gears of War, so there were murmurings that Nintendo might just screw with everyone and buy Gears of War rights and just release their own, just to screw with everyone, which would have been hilarious.
They make it all kitty. That would have been great.
No. Just keep it like Gears of War 1 HD or something. You don't even got a toy with it. Oh, it's such a good game.
It is a great game, no doubt.
Yeah, it's just too bad Microsoft bought the series outright, but up until 6 months ago, Nintendo could have totally come in and just bought the series, and that would have been really funny to all the Xbox fanboys that pretty much drool over that game. Thanks for listening, guys. Commenters, feel free to leave in the comment section what games you'd like to see come to the Wii U that maybe have not been announced so far, whether they're indie games or AAA titles, and we'll see you guys next time.
Take care, friends.